Good morning, folks. I've had quite a productive day already this morning. Well, what has been of the day, I should say. I've got the Old Guard unit finished that I was doing, and they've been based up with tea leaves and some Jarvis flock. I also went back to the old unit, and you can kind of see those at the back of the Old Guard chasseurs, and I've rebased them because they had been a very dark base colour, that brown, and I've dry brushed that and added the flock. I've also removed the tufts because I plastered the things with tufts, and you just don't need it. And what I've done then is glued them to some baking paper with some PVA, and those can be reused then. As you can see just how many I was using, the very chunky tufts. I just thought it was a complete waste. But anyway, I'm really happy with those two battalions. I just think they look great at a distance as well on the table. I've got a firing line and the marching line at the back. And try and get a few shots here. Doesn't want to zoom in. There we go. Not sure if they're focusing okay. And this is the giveaway sort of what would you call it? Prize or reward, I guess. Soviets for the Second World War. Saw that Shauna. It was very much a sort of thing that it wasn't fixed. I wanted to give something depending on who won it, because I know all of you do very different things, and a nice prize for someone isn't the same for someone else. They might be like, oh, what am I going to do that? Chuck it in the back of the cupboard or something. But I know that Shauna does World War II. I've seen his British Paras, and I could swear he's done some Germans as well. Yeah, I've seen his Iron Cross Empress figures. And these are on the way to you, Shauna. Though I do need to get your address, so if you can contact my email, I'll sort something out then. I'll pack these up and send them on their way. Really like doing these. Some Ruskies. I've got loads more of these to do. I'm tempted to start a Russian collection, but there's a danger in that as well. But yeah, there we go. Those are all on the way to you, Shauna. Just get in touch and I'll sort that out. Lighting is a little bit shoddy there, but you can see them in the flesh when they arrive. And what else have I got? So yeah, despite the fact that I've said I'm not doing any painting, I've managed to do other things like basing and things that don't require fine detail work. Those are the next 3 Breton Knights. Pretty standard. The horses I did ever so slightly differently. The black horses had a black-grey highlight. The brown horses had some quite a light colour added to the original chocolate brown. And the white one then is in the new grey that I've got, and it's called silver grey. And it's also what I've done the white belts of the Old Guard chasseurs in as well. And it comes to a nice white, but not an offensive bright one, which just doesn't work at all, I don't think, in historical miniatures. I think any white is a little bit dirtied, and you're really looking for those off-whites, as I've mentioned before, I think. And there we go. There's another batch done. Get into focus. There we go. And last but not least, there are these. They've come in the post. Got 20 of them, and a very good price they were too. They only worked out to some £1 per miniature. I've just finished. They didn't come with any bases, so I've based them on MDF singles for something like Sharp's Practice or Chosen Men. I've even written my own rules for Skirmish Napoleonics, but that's very much just a heavy modification of Lion Rampant and Men Who Would Be Kings. Someone else had done a similar one, so I've sort of taken that as sort of heavy inspiration, so it can't rightly be said that they're my rules at all. And I've got this fella you might recognise, and Ken very generously gave me him alongside a little purchase of Foundry Napoleonics I was doing, and I'm madly happy with him. He's the quintessential sort of miniature of Napoleon, I think, for me, and it's a bit of a labour of love. I don't know if he's still got a bit of that gloss sheen, but I'm going to base him up with some infantry walking alongside him on a large command base. Not sure if it's the lighting this morning, but nothing wants to seem to focus. And back to the rifles again. I'm not massively happy with how they're painted. As I said, I've just picked them up on eBay, but they're absolutely fine for wargaming purposes, because you're standing a couple of feet away, you're not picking them up and looking at the little details, and they'll properly bulk out my wargaming forces for that sort of period. And there's even a little hound as well, which I thought was a very nice touch. There we go. So as I said, I haven't completely finished doing these bases, but they're going to be done in sort of arid Mediterranean earth and some dry grass tufts, I think. And very nice figures they are. They're Warlord Games metals, yeah. Got another blister pack of those to paint up, but I can't see myself doing them anytime soon. I've got a lot on my plate at the moment. And yeah, that's about it for now. I'm not sure where to go next now. This was the big project at the back there, another unit of Napoleonics. Commission wise, I've got some Confederates to do for Martin and some Grenadiers to do for Graham, so I think that should be the priority at the moment, and when they're all headed off, then I'll do a combination of, if there's no more commissions in the line, I'll paint something for myself, and always adding a little few things to the eBay store as well. And if my eyes are not amazing, I'll do some terrain. I think I've got Rorkestrift, the hospital, to do here. It's got the teddy bear fur to be glued down to make some sort of thatched roof, and I've had that since Christmas and definitely should get round to it. But yeah, that is definitely about it. I'll catch up with you again soon, guys, and if Shauna, you can get in touch with me, I'll send those Russians off to you. Okay, ta-da.